Eddie, for some reason, wants to talk about Syria.
Syria.
I don't. Oh, you know what? The only thing I heard about Syria was some dude got assassinated. Some general.
Right. Someone in the Syrian army, yeah.
Give me the lowdown on Syria. What are we talking about here?
So Assad continues to kill his own people, and the People's Republic army continues to defend the people, and they're just, explosions happening every day in cities and in towns, and people are dying, by the hundreds, by the thousands, and the UN's really trying to do something about it. Of course, the UN is kind of fucked up, and what they're trying to do really isn't, in Syria's best interest. It's in the best interest of the West. And
so why is it not so important for us to go in there like we went in on Libya and blow some motherfuckers up?
I think NATO really wants to do that, but
well, we didn't ask questions. Nobody asked questions with Libya. Why did we go straight into Libya when there wasn't wasn't anything going on in Libya?
I don't think people really knew the extent of the attack NATO was going to unleash on Libya. I think people thought it really was going to be a peacekeeping mission. They were going to send in some ground troops, send in some support for the people and the violence. But unfortunately, this turn got more violent and more violent. And China and Russia doesn't want to see that happen in Syria, so they're making sure the NATO can't send troops. The UN, they block all the UN resolutions to try to end the strife in Syria. China and Russia does. Russia supplies Syria with $6 million in weapons a year. So Syria, Russia makes tons of money off of Syria and the oppressive regime. I saw today that a Taliban leader came out in support of the Syrian uprising. So whenever you see that, there's some questions to be had. I think much like the Taliban supported the Libyan uprising. So,
of course, it's all the Libya uprising was Al Qaeda,
right?
Supported by the American government.
And if you watch Russia today, they'll show the same thing is happening in Syria. It's a bunch of American operatives, a bunch of Western undercover people starting the turmoil, which wouldn't be surprising. But I think just the sheer number of casualties in the country right now should be looked at, and you shouldn't really turn a blind eye to it. It's pretty disgusting. But it seems like, Russia just stands behind Assad and gives him more weapons to kill people with. So it's going to continue to happen until somebody wakes up and does something.
So you think what we did in Libya was right, and we need to take that to Syria?
No. I think Russia needs to stop supplying Assad with weapons. I think.
Or what?
What's that?
Or what? We're going to attack Russia?
No. If Russia really was playing an independent part in the whole turmoil, then they wouldn't be. Russia's saying, let them figure it out, let them deal with it, but then they're supplying Assad with the weapons to kill his people. So
Russia's not going to change, so what are we going to do about it?
I guess there's been pleas for a ceasefire on both sides and to come to have negotiations. It seems to be diplomacy seems to be the major option.
That's the most boring. That's the most boring solution to this problem. I'm ready for us to just blow everything up. Listen, maybe that's the whole point of all this, to get the American people just so sick and tired of hearing about all this shit in the Middle East and all this turmoil, to the point where everyone will just support us going over there and blowing everybody the fuck up.
Turning
like everybody. It's like little kids in a fucking playground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we're over in the 5th grader class in America, where we got a couple of problems, but for the most part we all behave, we eat our lunch together,
right.
We can all,
right.
we don't have to take nap time, you don't have to watch us too much, we just kind of take care of ourselves, and then we're watching these, 3-year-old, 4-year-olds run around with each other, just hitting each other with...
Well, in defense of the 2nd and 3rd graders, the 5th graders do interject a lot of the turmoil in order to see the strife and destruction.
So what do you want to do? Leave them alone?
Yeah, leave them alone is definitely a good option.
I'm fine with that. That's the wrong Paul solution. Let's just get the fuck away from there. I'm fine with that. Either go in there and blow everything up, or leave them the fuck alone. I'm tired of this covert.
Right. The covert stuff is really pissing me off too. Just
here's some weapons here.
And we do the same thing around the world. In Africa, we supply these dictators with weapons and let them kill their own people. So America isn't really above the covert means. But the thing that pisses me off the most, though, is in the media. you really can't get a true perspective of what's going on. It's going to be either pro-West or anti-West. Russia today is, America is bad, Russia's great. And then in the U.S., it's, Assad is bad, Middle East is bad, the Middle Eastern dictators are bad, but America's great, It's just real sickening. And the people are, sitting back and still watching NBC Nightly News and 2020 and Dateline and, eating that stuff up, that bullshit.
Yeah, but I'm going to guess by looking at, thousands of years of human history that none of this is going to change, and if anything, it'll get worse before it gets
You would think
better.
with the information being so widely available and this being, technology and all this new developments in human culture and evolution, we could eventually move on from this bullshit. But maybe you're right. Maybe this is what what humans are, destined for the rest of our lives. Hey, Sweepy.